The night my life was destroyed didn't begin with chaos. It began with laughter. Soft music played in the background. Glasses clinked. My father stood proudly beside me, one hand on my shoulder as he introduced me to his business partners. "This is Ion," he said, smiling. "My son, my future." I believed him. I believed everything. I believed the people shaking my hand. I believed the smiles. I believed the promises. I didn't know I was standing in a room full of wolves, and I was the only sheep. "Relax," my best friend Samir whispered, nudging me. "You look like you're about to give a speech at your own funeral." I laughed. "I hate these events." "You'll get used to it," he smirked. "You're the air now." Those words, "you're the air," they echoed in my mind like a prophecy. If only I knew how quickly that would change. 2 hours later, everything felt off. My father had disappeared. Samir was gone, and the music somehow felt too loud. I walked through the mansion, searching for Dad. The hallway lights flickered slightly, casting strange shadows on the walls. "Dad?" I called out. No answer, just silence. Then a voice, low, urgent. "It has to happen tonight." I froze. The voice came from Dad's study. I stepped closer, my heartbeat rising. "He trusts you," another voice said. "Samir." I felt a strange chill crawl down my spine. "What about Ion?" Samir asked. A pause. Then my father's voice. Cold, sharp, unrecognizable. "He's a liability." My world stopped. I pushed the door open. Both of them turned. Samir, my best friend. My father, standing side by side. "What's going on?" I asked, my voice shaking. "What are you talking about?" They didn't look surprised. That was the worst part. They looked prepared. "I am," my father said calmly. "You weren't supposed to hear that." "Hear what?" I snapped. "That I'm a liability?" "What does that even mean?" Samir stepped forward. His face wasn't the one I knew. No warmth, no humor. Just calculation. "You were never meant to run the business," he said. I laughed nervously. "What kind of joke is this?" "No joke," my father replied. "You're too soft, too emotional. You don't have what it takes." "So you betray me?" I shouted. "You both. What is this?" Samir sighed. "You were never supposed to find out." And then everything changed. The lights went out, complete darkness. I heard footsteps stop fast, controlled. Then a loud crash. Glass shattered somewhere. I turned. "Dad?" No answer. Then a sudden glow filled the room. Flames. The curtains were on fire. The bookshelves, the carpet, the entire study was burning. "What is happening?" I yelled. When I turned back, they were gone. Both of them. I ran. Through smoke. Through heat. Through panic. "Help!" I screamed. But the mansion was empty, or maybe no one was coming. As I stumbled toward the exit, coughing, barely breathing, I saw something that froze me mid-step. The main doors. Locked. From the outside. They didn't just betray me. They left me to die. The fire spread faster than anything I had ever seen. My lungs burned. My vision blurred. I tried breaking a window. Nothing. Tried another. Nothing. Every exit sealed. Every escape gone. And in that moment, I understood everything. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't chaos. This was planned. Carefully. Perfectly. I collapsed to my knees, the heat unbearable. "So this is it," I whispered. Tears streamed down my face, not from the smoke, from the betrayal. My father. My best friend. The two people I trusted the most. As the flames closed in, one thought consumed me. If I survive this, I will destroy them. And then everything went black. Darkness didn't feel like death. It felt quiet. Too quiet. For a moment, I thought maybe this was it. Maybe everything had ended in that burning house. Maybe the pain, the betrayal, the fire, it had all finally swallowed me whole. But then, pain dot sharp, real. Alive dot I coughed violently, my chest tightening as air forced its way into my lungs. My eyes snapped open, a dim ceiling, a slow-moving fan dot the smell of medicine dot I was alive. Easy, don't move too fast. A voice, rough, aged. I turned my head slightly. Every muscle screamed dot an old man sat beside the bed, watching me closely. You're lucky, he said. Very lucky. Where am I? My voice was barely a whisper. My place, he replied. Or what's left of it? I tried to remember. The fire dot the locked doors dot my father dot Selmir dot, and then it hit me. They tried to kill me. I muttered dot the old man didn't look surprised. Yeah, he said calmly. I figured as much. His name was Kareem. He lived alone on the outskirts of the city. Said he found me unconscious near the back wall of the estate, half burned, barely breathing. I don't know how you got out, he admitted, but whoever did that didn't expect you to survive. I clenched my fists. They didn't want me to. Days passed up, then weeks up. My body slowly healed. But my mind, it burned hotter than the fire ever could. They took everything from me, I said one night, staring at the ceiling. Kareem sat across the room, sharpening a knife with slow, steady movements. Then take it back, he replied without looking up. It's not that simple. It never is, I turned to him. You don't understand. They have power, money, influence. Kareem finally looked at me. And what do you have? I stayed silent. He smirked slightly. Good, he said. That means you have nothing to lose. Something changed in me that night. Something irreversible. I want to learn, I said. Kareem raised an eyebrow. Learn what? Everything. And so it began. Kareem wasn't just an old man. He was something else, something dangerous. He taught me how to fight, not like in movies. Not flashy. Not dramatic. Efficient. Brutal. Don't fight to win, he told me as I struggled to stand after another hit. Fight to end it. He taught me how to think, how to read people, he said. Their eyes, their silence, their lies. He showed me how trust is built and how it's broken. You trusted them once, he reminded me. That's why you almost died. I won't make that mistake again. You better not. Months turned into a year. The boy who walked into that burning house was gone. In his place stood someone new, someone colder. Sharper. Focused. Changed my appearance, cut my hair, grew a beard, trained my body until I barely recognized myself in the mirror. Ion is dead, I whispered one day. Kareem nodded. Good, he said. He was too weak to survive. But I didn't just train. I watched. I listened. I waited. Through hidden connections and quiet digging. I learned the truth, the full truth. My father didn't just betray me. He replaced me. Samir was now the face of the company, publicly announced as the adopted successor. The media loved him. Smart, charismatic, visionary. And my father, he stood behind him. Proud. Smiling. Like nothing ever happened. I watched one of their interviews late at night. Samir sat comfortably, answering questions with that same confident tone I once admired. Your journey has been inspiring, the host said. Taking over such a massive empire. Samir smiled. I had guidance, he said. The camera shifted to my father. Our bond is built on trust. Trust, that word again. I smashed the screen. They're living my life, I said through clenched teeth. Kareem leaned against the wall. Then take it back. But this time, I had a plan. Revenge isn't about anger. It's about patience. Precision. Timing. I don't want to just hurt them. I said, I want them to feel everything I felt. Kareem nodded slowly. Then don't attack them. He paused. Become them. That was the moment everything clicked. I didn't need to destroy them from the outside. I would destroy them from within. A new name, a new identity, a new face to the world. Stepped into the shadows they never thought to check. Built connections, earned trust, climbed silently and slowly, carefully. I got closer, closer to Samir, closer to my father, closer to the truth they buried, until one day I stood in the same building they once ruled without fear, and no one recognized me. Samir walked past me in the hallway. For a second, our eyes met. He paused. Something flickered in his expression. Confusion. Recognition. No. Impossible. He kept walking. I smiled because the game had just begun, and this time, I wasn't the victim. I was the storm.